As negotiations aimed at salvaging the 2015 Iran nuclear deal resume in Vienna, the Biden administration has issued a stern warning to Tehran. On Thursday, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said that U.S. President Joe Biden has ordered preparations if diplomacy in Vienna fail.
President Biden is committed to ensuring Iran never acquires a nuclear weapon and believes diplomacy in coordination with allies and regional partners is the best path to achieve that goal. We believe a diplomatic resolution offers the best path to avoiding a nuclear crisis. However, given the ongoing advances in Iran's nuclear program, the president has asked his team to be prepared in the event that diplomacy fails, and we must turn to other options, and that requires preparations.
Psaki reassured Biden's stand on Tehran's nuclear program, which is that Iran must never acquire a nuclear weapon. Press Secretary Psaki also talked about Biden administration's plan of action. That is, if diplomacy fails. As tensions run high with a possible outcome expected to impact world order, military leaders of the United States and their regional ally, Israel, met at the Pentagon on Thursday with an aim to ramp up pressure on Iran. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin held talks with his Israeli counterpart Benny Gantz, where the two leaders agreed on expanding cooperation in the face of the Iranian threat.
I'm deeply concerned about the Iranian government's nuclear actions in recent months, both its continued provocations and its lack of constructive diplomatic engagement. The President has made clear that if diplomacy fails, we are prepared to turn to other options. The Department of Defense will continue to work closely with all of our partners throughout the region, including Israel first and foremost, to ensure that we're working together to address Iranian threats. We will defend ourselves, we will defend our friends, and we will defend our interests.
The nuclear program is a means to Iran's hegemonic goals, imposing its radical ideology and threatening Israel's existence. I am totally confident in the commitment of the administration of the United States as a global power to prevent Iran from gaining a nuclear weapon.
U.S.-Israel talks come a day after reports indicating possible military exercises between the two nations. Quoting a senior U.S. official, agencies say that the drill would prepare for a worst-case scenario, which is to destroy Iran's nuclear facilities. And if that happens, only if American and Israeli leaders request it. The official, however, declined to offer details on the potential military exercises. U.S. and Israel's cooperation against Iran's nuclear capabilities has not been well received by Russia. Speaking on the exercise, Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov warned that such activity can threaten to destabilize the Middle East and that they should not be taking place. U.S.'s latest chain of actions suggests that it does not believe the nuclear talks will come through. On Thursday, leaders from Iran and West nations gathered in Vienna for the 7th time this year, with an aim to salvage the 2015 nuclear deal. Tensions ran high in the room of diplomacy as last week the talks were called off when the EU claimed that Iran is deviating from its past commitments. Talking about the ongoing negotiations, EU's chief negotiator said that there was a renewed sense of purpose from all representatives on the table. However, the task ahead is not as easy.
It's difficult. It's a very difficult endeavor. There are still different positions that we have to marry. This is the gist of the negotiation, and we will see how we can proceed and how we can advance.
For their part, Iranian officials have insisted they are serious about the talks. Tehran's chief negotiator, Ali Bagheri, said the fact that the two sides are continuing to talk indicates that they want to narrow the gaps. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.